Hey guys, hope everybody had a good week. This is going to be the first installment of the series on mental toughness and mental skills training. Today we're going to cover what mental toughness is and what mental toughness looks like. Mental toughness has been described as one of the most used but least understood terms in the sporting world. And in my experience, coaches, players, sports media, they have a general idea of what it is, but they have a difficult time explaining it or nailing down any type of definition. For example, your coach might tell you, you need to be more mentally tough. And then you might ask him, what does that mean? Some descriptions of mental toughness include things like an ability to cope with pressure, possessing superior mental skills, or having an unshakable perseverance and conviction despite any type of adversity. The most complete definition of mental toughness comes from 2002. This definition says that it is a natural or developed psychological edge that enables you to generally cope better than your opponents with the many demands the sport places on a performer, and specifically be more consistent and better than your opponents in remaining determined, focused, confident, and in control under pressure. Now, if we look closely at this definition, we'll see that it actually consists of two different things. First, it talks about what mental toughness is. That's psychological edge. Second, it talks about what mental toughness actually enables athletes to do. Mental toughness is a multidimensional construct, meaning it's an umbrella term that consists of a number of different characteristics. These characteristics can be summarized into what's known as the 4 C's model. The 4 C's of mental toughness include confidence, commitment, challenge, and control. Looking at each of these components individually, we start to see that confidence is the ability to maintain self-belief in spite of setbacks and not be intimidated by opponents. This is sometimes seen as an unshakable self-belief in your ability to achieve your goals. If we zoom in on what commitment means, we see that it's being deeply involved with pursuing your goals and striving to achieve them despite difficulties. This is sometimes seen as having an insatiable desire or internalized motivations to succeed. If we go a little bit deeper into challenge, we see that mentally tough athletes are able to perceive potential threats as opportunities for growth, as well as they're able to thrive in constantly changing environments. These athletes are able to consistently bounce back from performance setbacks as a result of increased determination, and they're able to thrive under the demands of high-pressure competition. Lastly, when we focus in on control, we can see that it's the ability to handle a lot of events at once. This means being in control of our thoughts and emotions, controlling certain aspects of the environment, as well as remaining fully focused on the task at hand and regaining control following unexpected events. So the next time you hear someone use the term mental toughness, keep in mind the 4 C's, confidence, commitment, challenge, and control, and you'll know exactly what they mean. Mental toughness is an overarching attitude or mindset that guides athletes' behaviors in every situation that they're in. But the specific behaviors of mentally tough athletes look a little bit different depending on whether they're in training, whether they're in competition, or whether they've just finished a game or finished a long season. In a training environment, mentally tough performers use strategies like long-term goal setting. This will increase their motivation and allow them to keep a clear focus on the why they're doing what they're doing. They're also able to display great patience, self-discipline, and self-control in order to reach their full potential. And third, these athletes are able to exert influence on their training environment in order to get as much out of it as possible and use every situation to their advantage. In competition, mentally tough athletes are superior to their peers because they're able to be aware of and control their thoughts and feelings. This allows them to block out any external distractions, it allows them to thrive in high-pressure situations, and to focus on processes versus outcomes. Now, after a competition scenario, there's essentially 2 outcomes: win or loss, or success or failure. But mentally tough athletes are able to handle both failures and successes positively. After unsuccessful competitions, mentally tough athletes are able to learn from their experience. They seek to understand why they were unsuccessful, learn from these experiences, and take these new lessons into future performance. Mental toughness allows athletes to be motivated by failure as well. They use these losses in order to drive their future efforts to succeed. When they succeed, they have a deep understanding and knowledge of when it's important to relax and celebrate success, as well as when it's time to get back in the gym, get back on the ice, and shift their focus towards the achievement of their next goal. So that's an outline of mental toughness. Keep in mind, mental toughness is our thoughts, our attitudes, and our beliefs. And these 4 C's express themselves a little bit differently depending on what sporting arena you're in. If you'd like to check out any of the research I've done, the articles I've used, you can check out those links down below. Stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to go over where mental toughness comes from and potentially how we can develop it.